Hey guys, KangaskKid18 here, and today I'm excited about Pokemon Legends Arceus. We finally got a good look at the Hisuian region in last week's trailer, and it looks beautiful. Wide-ranging and colorful, this predecessor is teeming with the Pokemon that we know and love. And though I'd hoped that Game Freak would introduce new historical Pokemon forms for this game, I never thought in a million years that they'd actually do it, much less introduce actual brand new Pokemon. Which begs several questions. Will Shinies be present in Pokemon Legends Arceus? And if so, will these Shinies be visible in the overworld? And therefore, will these new Pokemon have all new Shinies to speculate on? My answer to all of these questions is a resounding yes. I think it's inevitable. Even if Shinies aren't available in this game, Game Freak announced that Pokemon Legends Arceus will be compatible with Pokemon Home, which would code in Shiny images for these Pokemon even if they couldn't exist otherwise. See Shiny Magearna and the Shiny Castform forms, for example. So one way or another, we'll be getting some new Shinies, and you know what that means. Strap yourselves in because it's time for some Shiny speculation. First up, we have Hisuian Growlithe, which is no longer a pure fire type, but rather fire rock. This seems to be because Hisuian Growlithe is based off a Stone Guardian lion dog, known in Japanese as Shishi, Shisa, or Koma Inu. This makes sense. Growlithe and Arcanine are already kind of based off these mythical guardian lion dog things, and now the design is just becoming more literal to that influence. So how about some potential Shinies for the internet's favorite new Pokemon? The obvious option would be to make Shiny Hisuian Growlithe yellow, much like Growlithe's pre-existing Shiny, though in this case I'd make it a little brighter, as Hisuian Growlithe is a deeper orange than normal Growlithe. However, this seems a bit tame to me, so to spice it up a bit, let's take Hisuian Growlithe's black stripes and give them kind of a dark auburn color. This suddenly makes the whole design pop, and I think it would look really cool in game. But there's a couple more options here, both taking a cue from Hisuian Growlithe's design origin. We could make it kind of a pale stone color, a reference to the Koma Inu statues that are so prevalent outside of Japanese temples. For the highlight colors here, I've decided to go with a pale yellow as a reference to Growlithe's previous Shiny, plus it sets off that pale stone color really nicely. I think this is a totally unique Shiny that hasn't much been done before, but I still think there's a better option. Especially in China, these guardian lion dogs are occasionally carved out of one of the more precious metals of the region, that being jade. I think that an all-jade Shiny Hisuian Growlithe looks gorgeous, and it really harkens back to this Pokemon's design origins. Plus, the world needs more good green Shinies out there. Which brings us to our next Pokemon, and that's Wyrdeer. I can't tell you how hyped I got when I first saw this majestic-looking Pokemon show up in the Legends Arceus trailer. Not only did I geek out because it's an actual new Pokemon for this generation, but they mentioned Wyrdeer evolves from Stantler. Not Hisuian Stantler, just regular Stantler, which means that true cross-generation evolutions may finally be back in the Pokemon games without the need of a regional form. Now of course, Game Freak could just pull a Galarian Farfetch'd and just shadow drop a Hisuian Stantler on us, but between this and the new Basculegion evolutions, get into that in a bit, I'm really holding out hope. Plus, Stantler really needs it. Anyway, on to the Shinies. Now remember how I mentioned just earlier that we need better green Shinies in this world? Well, let's first try giving Shiny Wyrdeer the same colors as Shiny Stantler. Yeah, this is a nasty green, there's no denying. And I even tried to make the colors a little more muted than what Shiny Stantler usually has, and it's still a little off-putting. Now I don't truly hate Shiny Stantler like some other folks do. I've heard from more than one person that it's their least favorite Shiny of all time, but at the same time it could be much better. So instead of a bright chartreuse, let's turn Shiny Wyrdeer a deep forest green, with golden antlers and a yellow wash to all the furry bits. I think this really shows how awesome green Shinies can be. Much more mellow than before, and pleasing to look at. The green and yellow combination here works really well, and I'd like to see it on more Shinies, but perhaps we could go a little more out there and make Shiny Wyrdeer beige overall, with golden hooves and bright red antlers. Now the red antlers may seem a bit odd, but they kinda reminded me of a Torii Gate, one of those bright red temple entrances that you see dotted across Japan. So there is some method to my madness here, and the red color really pops against the otherwise beige Shiny. But a lot of today's Shinies have had Eastern influences, so let's give Shiny Wyrdeer a Western influence instead, and turn it into a reindeer. In this case, Glacier Blue overall, with frozen-looking horns. Reindeer and caribou seem to be the closest living animals that Wyrdeer could be based on, and I think an Ice-type looking Shiny would really fit here. Plus, who doesn't like a good blue Shiny? But perhaps there's a little more we could do here. I think that a purple nose instead of a blue nose would add a little bit of variety to the Shiny design, but still missing something. What could it be? Aha! It needs a bright red nose like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Alright, yes, this is a little ridiculous, but I mean, I just had to. Anyway, moving on, much like Wyrdeer, Basculegion is a new Pokemon evolution that seems to evolve from Basculin without the need for an associated Hisuian form, and in my opinion, good. Let's keep this sort of thing going. These forgotten Pokemon need some love too. Anyway, right into the shinies. Now, Basculegion seems to be a direct evolution of Basculin's red stripe form.
If ugly people stand next to a red stripe, they look beautiful. You, sir.
Yeah?
Would you say that you're ugly?
Well, I wouldn't say.
You are very ugly. Here, hold this red stripe.
Okay.
Look, you are beautiful.
I keyed. So anyway, either only red stripe Basculin exists in the Hisui region, or both red and blue stripe Basculin evolve into red Basculegion, or there's a blue stripe Basculegion out there that we haven't seen. I vote for the middle option, and I think there's only red Basculegion out there, which means that the natural shiny color for it should be blue. And not just that, but I took the deep green that Basculegion gets and turned it into the brighter yellow green that the shiny Basculins have, which honestly with the blue highlights actually looks pretty decent. But if both red and blue stripe Basculin evolve into Basculegion, then perhaps it actually makes sense that the shiny is, instead, purple, which I'm actually a huge fan of, and there aren't nearly enough purple shinies out there, and the green sets it off very nicely, giving it a kind of eerie vibe, perfect for Basculegion's new ghost typing. In addition to all that, I was just messing around with the hue slider and landed on this shiny. Yes, I took the lazy way out, but it looks pretty good. Deep blue-gray with a green mouth and lemon yellow highlights. At the very least, I'd say the shiny is unique, which is always a good thing. But if I had total freedom to make this shiny, I think I'd end up with something like this. Turquoise all over, with the same lemon yellow highlights as the previous shiny, but with the important addition of a purple stripe up top. These colors all worked really well for me, and while I don't think Basculegion shiny is going to end up looking anything like this, I think this is truly the shiny that I'd prefer. And finally, that brings us to what is perhaps my favorite new Pokemon revealed in last week's trailer. It's Hisuian Braviary. Now, I am a total bird nerd. Anybody who's attended my Twitch stream, which takes place every day 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, can tell you that I am constantly geeking out about one bird or another. In this case, Hisuian Braviary is especially awesome because it's based off the beautiful Stellar's sea eagle, the largest eagle in the world, and a close relative of the American bald eagle. The Stellar's sea eagle is registered as a national treasure of Japan's Hokkaido region, which serves as the inspiration for the Sinnoh region in Pokemon, so it makes sense that Braviary would change form in this game. In any case, on to the shinies. First up, we could take Hisuian Braviary's dark underside and turn it the same blue as regular Braviary, which looks okay, but there's not much else to change here, so I'm not sure that I like it much. Alternatively, we could turn shiny Hisuian Braviary wholesale into shiny Unova Braviary's colors, so bright blue on top and dark maroon underneath. But again, something just isn't quite clicking with me here. Perhaps shiny Braviary isn't the Pokemon to take inspiration from here, so instead, let's turn shiny Hisuian Braviary into shiny Rufflets colors, kind of a tan brown underneath, which I think looks a lot better and is the first of these shinies that I've really liked. But now let's go crazy and swap the black and white colors on Hisuian Braviary, and wow, this looks cool. But there still seems to be something missing, and I think it's the colors of the quote-unquote psychic eyes that this Braviary has. A lot of times this sort of thing isn't changed on a shiny Pokemon, but screw it, let's do it. The eyes to me look a little bit like spirit flames that are often associated with ghost types, so let's turn them into actual flames, and damn, that looks super cool. Game Freak could have made this, told me this new Braviary form was a fire type, and I wouldn't have blinked an eye. Alright, so that's definitely cool, but what if I truly had my way? I think I'd go all in on the psychic theme and give shiny Hisuian Braviary a purple shiny, change the spirit flames from purple to green, lighten the yellow bits, and add some magenta highlights. These colors all work really well together, and solidifies this new Braviary as one of my favorite Pokemon of this generation. Well, that's all I've got for you today, folks. All I can say is that I'm super excited for Pokemon Legends Arceus, whether or not there are huntable shiny Pokemon in it. But if there are shinies in it, I can guarantee you that I will spend many thousands of hours trying to catch them all. I assume, perhaps a big assumption, that there will be some more evolutions and Hisuian forms to come. So until next time, y'all, as always, we are gonna see you on the next shiny.